welcome back to another episode of The Impact of AI and AI Literate Citizen. What you need to know to become a better literate citizen, from AI curious to AI confident. This week, I had the fortune this summer to travel to Blois, France. That's Blois, France. It's central France, what I would call central France. It's about an hour and a half to 2.5 hour drive south of the Charles de Gaulle uh, airport in France, Paris, France. And specifically, I had the opportunity of sitting in the backyard on a most beautiful summer day with Magli. Magli is the logistics director for a manufacturing plant there in Blois, and she focuses on inbound raw materials, packaging, and then also the finished goods. And I've been talking to her for a good 5 years now, and every year I ask her the same question. How is AI impacting your job? How is it impacting how you're efficient in your job, how you do your job? Um, are you learning, AI tools? And this year was the first time that she really felt like we needed to record it. So, what you'll hear in this episode is the recording from this summer when I traveled to France and happened to speak with Magli in person. Enjoy.
That's the place, like Rue du Haut. That's the
Where you're at?
that's the street.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just not the number.
That's funny.
So basically, I think it's accelerating like exponentially right now. What I see at PMG, at least in Blois, maybe it's different across different sites or places, but I think it's similar. It's been accelerated from what, 1 year and a half, I think. We've been having few people like starting to use like chat PG, because we're having like the chat GPT, but like with everything that we share that stays inside,
Yes.
it's not going public, so
Yes.
that's our own chat GPT. And then we little by little start learning how to use it, how to prompt, how to use it. And then we got trainings, like case studies. So some of us, like little by little, are starting to use it on a daily basis. Like, for example, to summarize meetings. It's much easier. Like, you just open your, like, record stuff, like, while you do your meeting. At the end, it's just giving you the entire, like, summary, if it's in English.
Oh.
If you're speaking in French, the staff doesn't know how to do it yet.
Oh.
Interesting, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
So if you do it in English, you'll have like picture perfect summaries, like top informations, like who spoke. Like, this is crazy, super helpful for meetings. That's an easy use, but it works really well. And then there are other applications that we're starting to use. It's to prepare like kind of top-notch emails that you want to send for potentially for top management. You want to make sure that your sentences are very nice and all that. You plug it into the chat PG stuff, and then it will phrase it better, make it like look nice and all of that. And then you ask it questions, and then it will just bring you like plenty of ideas and all of that. So that works quite well. I am personally not using it too much. I think I'm not ready. I think you need to invest a bit in how you use it, and then it really gives you kind of your investment back, because it simplifies your life once you start using it. But you need to do the one more step to go learn it first. That's what I figure. And then young generations, they're just learning it much faster than me, for sure, or others, I guess. Recently, we had few trainings that were made with AI. Like, they were trying to teach, like, in our leadership team, like extended leadership team, how not to waste like bottles or things like that. And all of the training was like a video made with AI. So that was super fun. And the guy that made it, like, just enjoyed it, like making it, creating it, and all of that. So little by little, stuff are going to be coming. I see it coming really with helping like individuals to be performing faster, or like writing better stuff, or things like that. For training, for sure, I think more and more we'll have videos versus like job aids, like stuff like that are, I would say, 1D which is like you'll have the video, which is more entertaining and you'll remember more or better, probably. I think that's coming too. And then, for example, like last week when I was in Zurich, they taught us how to prompt to make through image PG videos. So you start learning how to make those. So they're starting to teach a lot of us like how to do that. So for example, marketing teams, they were showing us how they are using AI to create advertisements or to go like and entertain this DJ and make something like super like sellable on lines and things like that. So I think the more and more, I think it's accelerating exponentially, really. Like I see it's like every day, like I see it's popping up like more and more in the way things are coming my way, or I think soon things I'm gonna need to use to continue to be performing. Otherwise I'm gonna be just like below others, because it helps you go faster in some ways. That's what I see.
So you just made an interesting observation. Is there do you have the perspective that if you're not learning it, that somehow that will impact your ability to continue to be effective at your job?
I was not thinking that last year.
Okay.
I'm changing my mind. I think if this year I'm not learning, next year I'll be behind.
Okay.
Because I think it's really coming like I was telling you, like exponentially. I think it's accelerating like crazy. Because more and more this is easier to prompt, easier to use, and then like everybody will use it.
Right.
So in the end, if you're not using it, what does that do for you? I think it's, I don't know. My thinking is that it may not be good if you're not using it.
Can you remind me what role you have now?
So right now I'm logistics director. So I'm having like a team of 90 people on site, which are dealing with all of the inbound of raw materials and packing materials for the site. Then operations will transform, and then I'll manage also all of the finished product pallets that will go then be shipped to the different DCs across Europe.
So are you seeing AI or automation more in any of the logistics software that you're interacting with?
So right now we use a ton of automation. Tools that are like thinking and sorting out, so like if your planning is accurate versus what materials you have on site and then what you can produce actually, and you have everything wrapped up. So that is like a bot that we have that is turning. So we have like a computer on one of the desks in our office that is just turning constantly on its own, and that's what we call the bot. So we gave him the name of the bot. It's a very crazy name, yeah. But then it does like the work on its own. So it had routines. So that's, I think, the beginning, I would say. It exists for many years now, but that was really the premises of what is accelerating now, I think.
And what does the bot do? Does it?
So it does like a cross between different files, like from SAP, like systems, and then it's gonna like check different things automatically. So with a routine of like, I don't know, can't remember what's the frequency, but let's pretend it's 15 minutes. It will take this file, that file, mix them up with the things that he knows he has to check, and then he will tell us if there's something wrong in this.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So that's one. I know there are others, but I'm not familiar with them. But little by little, this is what we are creating, right? To make it easier for people.
In the U.S., there's a perception that leadership isn't fully embracing AI. A lot of leaders, the term that I'm using is the front seat leader. That in order to be a front seat leader, you have to speak up. And if leadership isn't saying anything, then they're actually saying quite a bit.
Yep, that's true for not just AI, but for everything.
Yeah. So, and I'm not going to use your name or your company in all of this, but do you see that leadership that's around you, your peers or anybody that's, potentially above you, are they embracing it enough that the company will continue to be competitive and stay ahead?
I think it's really coming. I think like my manager is not the best at it. I think he knows. My peers are using it more and more, like a lot more and more. So I think at our level, it's really coming. And then above us, like I would say +2, +3, those guys are embracing it like
that's
a
good.
lot.
That's great.
Example, 2 weeks ago, they launched, the game Monopoly? So they launched a game that's called Lossnopoly. So we go hunt for losses and then we eliminate and we deliver cost savings and all of that. So that was, I think that's a game that's an external company that built it for us. But all of these, we have plenty of videos from our, so my N+2 in jail, like in the Lossnopoly jail. And then we need to find $25 million of savings potential to get him out of jail. And all of the videos that we're receiving are made with AI.
Okay.
So this is his voice.
That's really
like
neat.
Exact same voice.
Yeah.
His face, but like in a, avatar kind of style. Then he's talking to us, but he never said it himself. So he gave his voice to the game somehow. I'm not sure what he recorded. And then they used his voice to create all of those videos on his behalf, kind of. And then at the beginning of the game, we were receiving a video every day. Like at the end, it was like once every 2-3 days or something like that. But all of them were just recorded like that. I probably have one.
That's a fun way of going and trying to find savings.
Let me find out if I have one of those videos. I need to check where they sent it yesterday.
I think if people had that kind of
So that's one of
gamification,
yeah,
it'd be fun to go find.
and it's more fun, honestly.
Thank you, Sergeant. Chris, today is your lucky day. The hefty $25 million in identified cost-saving opportunities bail has just been posted.
That's fantastic news.
So that's my N+2.
Absolutely.
Like
But there's one catch.
very realistic.
Comes with a condition. You and your colleagues must continue spotting and sharing those great cost-saving opportunities.
What happens if we slow down?
Well, if we notice a drop in activity, we might just call you back into Lossnopoly jail. And remember, prizes for the top teams will only be awarded if you remain out of jail. So stay sharp.
Got it. Time to keep those opportunities rolling.
So Chris, you're officially free to go. Don't make me see you in here again.
I'm sure you won't.
Oh my God, that's great.
So that's the final video.
That is, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah. So I think this is an example of what's gonna come more and more. Because people and especially the youth generation, they love playing, right? Like online and all of these kind of stuff.
Right.
So if you bring this kind of aspect and fun way to work, I think they will be more interested in doing it versus like the old style stuff, which is sometimes very boring for such topics. Like go find cost savings, opportunities. Sometimes it's just not fun, right? So it's interesting how they did it. That was just the past 2 weeks. So I think that's an example how also our leaders are showing us that they are embracing this.
That's fantastic.
This stuff. I think. I keep hearing it more and more. The trainings I got last week in Zurich, this example of game, I think it's accelerating.
I think it's a very creative way that has a lot of impact. A year and a half ago, I sat down with 40 procurement executives. Some of them, chief procurement officers or VPs. Some of them, a VP from a major consulting firm. And the more we talked, my job was to facilitate a conversation around AI use cases. And we ended up having to stop the conversation to go back to the definitions of, well, what exactly is AI? And what do you mean by, what exactly is the term in the loop, human in the loop and human out of the loop? And after 20 minutes of doing that, then the conversation shifted to, well, okay, so you say you're trying to use AI to automate contracts, but every time ma'am, you discuss what it is you're doing, that doesn't sound like AI. That just sounds like normal software application stuff. So then the conversation kind of again paused, and they all talked about, well, what is the definition of AI automation? And so in what was supposed to be a 40-minute, by the time you leave here, you guys are going to have a very clear vision of what is going to be your first AI use case and why and how you're going to progress it forward. We ended up spending 40 minutes kind of backtracking because everybody was thinking AI was something different. And the reason I say that is the consensus whenever I have these sessions is that they'll try to do automation, and they're trying contracts as the first because they feel that's the easiest. But they're apprehensive on the AI recommendations that come in the application because there's no explainability, there's no transparency. They don't know if the AI model, what data was used to test the AI model. So even though they're told to embrace it, they don't trust it. But yet when I've spoken to a lot of people over my Italy trips, and a lot of them have said in a similar observation to you, that I'm hesitant or fearful. I'm putting that word in their voice, but hesitant that if I don't learn it, I'm going to be behind, and it may affect me to be either stay at my job or be more effective at my job, or suddenly it's going to be added into my end of year review, and I'm not getting what I need to be able to upgrade those skills.
Yeah, I think that's coming, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
I really believe it. For Christmas, our FNA leader, she offered us some books about AI. I felt like the book was just too much for me to read, but maybe you will like it.
Okay.
I'll grab it downstairs and
Okay.
If you want to take it,
Yeah, I will
offer
read it.
to you.
Yeah. I have 8 hours on the plane.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's true.
So let me just one more question then. As you look towards you in the future, what do you think needs to happen that impacts you, that would help you become better at your job or better at providing more value to your organization? Because you've mentioned several times it's coming so exponentially fast. What do you need to be successful?
I think personally, that's the challenge, because I think I am successful without it today. So how do you transition to imagining yourself not being successful anymore if you're not using it?
This is a very good question.
A strange question.
No,
right?
that's a really interesting.
But the more and more you see stuff like moving around yourself, and you say, "Hey, this is great. Oh, this is great," and you're like, "Okay, I'm still performing without it. How should I turn around myself? Why would I change it if I'm performing today?" Because my strength personally is to be like coaching people, like face to face,
Right.
and developing others that way, by really being with them, showing them, developing them, coaching them, accompanying them, like on the floor, really like with the human discussion, right? Not using like a computer to make them stronger, right? So that's my strengths, and that's what we still need in plants where we have like a ton of manufacturing operations. Even if there's a lot of automation, today there's still people. And I think tomorrow there will still be people.
Right.
That's not going to disappear anytime super soon, I guess.
Right.
So my strength is this, on the people side. And I think this is paradoxically going to be even more needed in the future, because people will probably fear that they can lose their jobs, or they need to transition as well, like depending on the roles that they're going to have on the execution side. That's going to change as well, because some of the equipments that we operate or tools that we use are going to be different because of AI and all of automation that comes around. So they will need to adapt. So they will need help to adapt. And this is where I believe I will continue to be successful, to help and support them, right? And I think some people with emotional intelligence will continue to be successful without AI. because this is just human being discussion like we have today,
Right.
right? That kind of discussion you cannot have it with AI, I think. Maybe one day it will come. But I think today this is not there yet, right? And this is we need those connections, right? Like we need these. So I think we will need to find the right balance between like connecting people together with each others and make them like successful in whatever job they are. But as a leader, we need to create that bond between people to sustain this. Because if you only focus on developing AI for either automation or simplification or for yourself to be more performant individually, like as leader, then I think you miss something. Like you need to find the balance in helping everybody transition. And that's a key asset, I think, in the organizations, especially in manufacturing where I work. Like there's a lot of people, and people are some of them are fearing it, some of them are embracing it. But our role as leaders is to, of course, embrace it, to understand what's coming, what's the transitions, and learn how to use it. So as I was saying at the beginning, I think you continue to be performing as well with new tools, but you also need to continue to be super focused on your people and developing them and enabling them to grow with this. And that's the part that I don't think you get with AI. I think that's the kind of emotional intelligence that you put in it, like the salt and pepper you just put in your team. All of this is what works today. What makes the team a dream team? That's this, not the AI. So
The AI.
I think we'll need to find the balance and not like only focus on these. Because if you lose this part because you're focusing on learning and growing on that AI stuff, then I think we're dead. That's my opinion. Because you need the strengths of operations and manufacturing in general is when you make people work together. Because individually, everybody can be super strong, right? But together, it's not always working really well. So when you succeed with doing this, then this is super powerful. And that I don't see AI taking over anytime soon, which is great. But I think you need to find and not lose these with this. That if I really look at manufacturing, I think that will be the balance that we need to find.
I love it. Yeah.